welcome everyone to another sweet, sweet and sultry episode of The Great Mistake. It could be cloudy outside or sunny, we don't even know. We are here in Los Angeles and we're about to get it on. Welcome to another episode of The Great Mistake. I am Graham Rogers, and with me as always is our total unlicensed and untherapeutic musical leader, Mr. Gerard Bauer.
Untherapeutic?
Yeah, very untherapeutic.
His last name is Bauer?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So close to Butler.
It's a very handsome name. And I'm really excited to have this gentleman in the room. His shirt looks like it could be from Aztec.
Yeah.
You know, like an Adobe. Like he got this shirt,
totally.
you know, maybe somewhere in Arizona.
It does look like I could have gotten it at a place like that.
I want to welcome Ari Mannis to the show.
Thanks for having me. I almost don't want to talk because I just kind of want to close my eyes and just listen to the music play for an hour.
Oh, we can do that.
Should we just...
Yeah.
That should be the whole podcast this week?
Yeah, we could just do like mantras.
Okay, hit me with a mantra.
So I learned to do TM because I was going through a bad breakup.
And TM stands for?
Transcendental meditation.
That's right.
So I was going through a bad breakup and I learned transcendental. And then, so you get a mantra and they say, don't tell no one your mantra.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I was on this date with the girl one time and I wanted to have sex, right? And I was like, how am I going to do this?
I better tell her my mantra.
I better tell her my mantra. So we hiked up to a hill.
Which one?
Runyon Canyon.
Okay.
So it was kind of a romantic Runyon hike,
really
you know.
romantic.
It was very busy that day, I remember. And she was like, I want to learn how to do transcendental meditation. I go, baby, I got you. So we sat cross-legged, and I gave her my mantra. And I think that
You learned a valuable lesson that day.
don't give up.
Now you have to have a separate mantra that you have for when someone else doesn't have their own mantra.
Like a fake mantra.
So you could say, listen, I'll give you a mantra to use. It's not going to be my mantra because I keep my mantra to myself, but here's the one you could have.
Do you think you can help me out with that, maybe? Because
I mean, there's that stock one that they say in all the meditation books. It's like Om Mane Paseme something.
dude, that's the name of a SoundCloud rapper, I think.
That one is, it's in all the Buddhist books. You give that one to people.
I've never read a Buddhist book, but maybe one day. But I feel like if I'm giving someone a fake mantra,
It's not fake. It's just not yours. You give them a real mantra to use because some people aren't creative enough to come up with one on the spot, or they don't want to think about that. So you give them one to use, but since you're not supposed to give up yours, it's your guest mantra. Oh, here's my secondary mantra that I don't really use, but you could use it.
here's my Airbnb mantra.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can rent it
Yeah.
out.
You can rent it out.
I'm pretty sure there's an app that you can rent out people's mantras.
If not, you should have come up with
gotta
What
come
if you
up
come up with just a mantra app? Every day gives you a new mantra.
I like that. And then you can submit your own mantras.
That's right.
I want to just make up a
Mantra
mantra.
contest.
Oh, dude, it's like
Mantra man.
I think if I was gonna make up a mantra for someone, it'd be chickpea. Like throwing a
Well,
vegetable in there.
There goes the sex you wanted.
We did not have sex that night. Also,
Oh, you gave up your mantra and didn't get sex?
okay, dude. Not only that, so
Oh my
afterwards, I remember that night I took a half a Cialis because I heard that it makes you more charming.
Loosens you up.
I heard it loosens you up, but it just made me not
What's
feel
Cialis
good.
supposed to be for again?
For boners.
Oh, I thought
and,
that was so it's like Viagra.
Yeah, and I don't have erectile dysfunction, but I heard that if you take it, you become more suave.
Okay.
And so I'm
You
on this
took-
date with this girl, and I take a Cialis, and do
God.
the entire dinner. I'm just rocking this fucking
Erection.
erection. That steel pipe,
Oh my god.
that flesh rocket, right?
Did she notice it?
Oh no, it was dark, dude.
I think I would have told her. I would have been like, listen, I don't want to be a creep, but I heard that if you take a Cialis before a date, it makes you looser and I was nervous about the date, and I wanted to be cool and relaxed, so I took a Cialis, and it didn't make me looser. It, in fact, just gave me a hard erection, which I have right now, and I just wanted to get it out there. So to be perfectly honest with you, so you know that I don't normally have erections on the dates. It's just the Cialis.
And my palms aren't usually this, because my hands were shaking. Because it was not a good look. I was very milky. I remember feeling. I was very like I had a lot of ankle sweat, and I was like kind of jittery feeling. And so I was not. I wanted to be like John Hamm.
Now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you're on a date with this girl, your palms are sweaty.
Yeah. Knees
you're
weak.
Fully erect. Did you feel? Put all that aside. Did you actually care for this girl and like, oh, I think I could like this girl. Hopefully, I don't ruin it from this date. Or did you think, I want to have sex with this girl? Like, what was your thoughts on it? What was your feelings towards her?
Well, she was from Mobile, Alabama, and so I remember, and she wanted to be a model.
Okay, so
and
she's
so
beautiful.
She kind of had like a country come to town thing.
And
I wanted to be that good guy. I wanted her to get to know me before she got to meet the rest of this crazy Hollywood.
So you had feelings for her.
Mild feelings.
Okay.
Salsa verde feelings.
Yeah. Positive feelings.
Positive feelings.
It wasn't just like, can we go back to my place and get this over with?
No, well, I'll tell you why. Okay, so after dinner, we got ice cream. And then she had mentioned earlier that night that she had a cockroach infestation in her apartment. So good guy Graham goes, you know what? Let me take care of that for you. So after dinner...
I thought you were going to say, good guy Graham, you could come stay at my place.
Oh, see, now that would have made more sense, but I had too much
don't want you to
Cialis.
sleep in that cockroach-filled invested apartment. Come sleep in my bed.
Yeah. See, Ari, that's why I need you in my ear. Okay.
I'll tell you what, though. So you went back to her place and said, let me kill cockroaches for you?
No. Before we did that, I did that at one
with
point.
My hard erection. Dude. Let me go in there and slap some roaches with my
I've
boner.
got a boner. You got some cockroaches.
Let's fucking fuck.
Let me hammer these out with my hammer.
Dude, so what we did is I was like, let me take care of this for you. So we went, I drove her to Target.
To
late
get
night Target. You know, it was like probably midnight, 11:30. So I got a bunch of cockroach.
You paid for them?
I split it with her.
You split cockroach?
Split
at that point, that doesn't even make you look like a gentleman. That makes you look like
I'm a feminist.
You're trying too hard at that point. You don't pay for another woman's cockroach traps. You could pay for her dinner, but when you go buy her cockroach traps, at that point you're like some weird sugar daddy that no one wants.
You emotionally leapfrogged the relationship to much to your detriment at that point, because that's something a couple does. And
even then, if my girlfriend had roaches in her apartment, I'll tell her what to buy, but I'm not buying her cockroach traps unless it's our anniversary or something.
Yeah. Like a month anniversary or actual year anniversary?
At least 6 months. I'm not buying a 1 month girlfriend her own roach trap.
But she wasn't even my girl. I just met her like...
Yeah, this was a first date.
Oh. This was, first and a half date.
Yeah.
So
You lost her at roach traps, dude.
I know, dude, and I took her. I drove her.
That's okay. It's okay to take her. You're the man. You're a nice guy. But when you pay for the roach traps,
dude, now thinking back, that wasn't a good move.
It reminded me of a story. So one time, were we friends when I used to run that show at the Hooters on Hollywood Boulevard?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I used to run a show at the Hooters on Hollywood Boulevard, a comedy show, about 7, 8 years ago.
Okay.
And there was these two fresh actresses that moved to LA. Mm-hmm. They were staying in an actors commune down the street where there was they shared a room with 5 other people, and there was this big shitty house filled with actors.
White girls.
One of them was white, one of them was Asian, actually.
Okay, great.
They came into the show. They just because we barked on the street. We would stand outside Hooters an hour before the show and say, free comedy show, free comedy show. So they came up, and they were cute, right?
Yeah.
After the show, they come up to me, hey, what are you doing? You want to hang out? You want to come to our house? And I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm about to have a threesome.
Yeah.
Actress chicks, and they were cute.
Yeah.
Get to the house. It's filled with actors. They all live there. It's basically a hostel.
A lot of dudes named Sean.
Oh, there were dudes. In fact, one of the dudes recognized me from the Comedy Store, and I had a minute alone with him, and then he told me he had a crush on one of the girls that invited me there, and it was awkward because she clearly wasn't down, and she clearly invited me. It was this whole awkward thing. Anyway, I realized that I was not there to have a threesome. So I picked.
Well, maybe more. With all those people there.
Maybe. I realized I was there just a friendly, maybe she's interested, but that's it.
Getting to know you.
So it was this, I picked one of the girls, right? I picked the Asian one.
Yeah, good
call. And she had bigger breasts.
Yeah.
And
Diane was her name.
I honestly don't remember her name. I'm not just saying that. I don't remember. I remember the other one's name because the other one I've stayed in contact with.
Okay.
But the Asian one, don't remember her name. The Asian one was sick. And I didn't realize it until I was at the house. She started sniffling and sneezing. And she was getting...
bird flu, maybe?
I think just a cold or a flu. But it was getting progressively worse throughout the night.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking in my head, she shares a room with 5 people. She's going to be miserable sneezing and sniffling all night with all those people around.
Of course.
So like you, I was a gentleman. She's new to LA. I wanted to show her nice guys exist. So I said to her, hey, I know I just met you, but if you need a place to sleep tonight, more private, I could take care of you while you're sick. If you want to come over, I'd be happy to accommodate you.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, thanks, but no thanks. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I let her know it was nice. Turns out I creeped her out with that.
Yeah, you did.
What?
Creeped her the fuck out. She never talked to me again.
Yeah, because you said more of a private place, dude.
I don't know if I used those words.
That's what it was.
In my head, that's what I don't remember the exact words I used.
The words are very important.
Were you wearing that shirt, though? Because that could have been...
This shirt
maybe
is a hit, always.
I don't know, dude.
And no, it's not wearing this shirt. This is a fairly new shirt. I got it from TJ Maxx. It's a Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
And
that's a Ralph Lauren?
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a trustworthy shirt from over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's flashy, this shirt, for sure. It's my podcast shirt. It's my video. It's my iPhone 6S shirt.
Have you ever accidentally drank poison before?
No, not that I know of.
Do you know of anyone? Have you, anyone that's ever been poisoned purposely or unintentionally?
No, and in fact, not only that, I remember being heavily scarred as a child. I used to watch TV whenever I was home alone.
Okay.
And there's some things on TV where young children shouldn't watch. And I was just flipping through channels and I was watching this baby who by mistake drank some sort of under the shelf cleaning product and died. And I remember watching that as a little kid and just being a little scarred from it.
Was it like real?
It was real. It was on some medical show. I don't remember.
Woo!
I remember as a kid, I like one of the upper channels. It was a birth channel where
you watch a live human being birth.
Yeah, it was ladies, and they would have babies. I remember being so scarred, and I remember
seeing this gaping vagina,
and then there's all these people around her, and she's screaming and she's sweaty, and the husband wasn't even there. I don't think he was on a business call.
Yeah.
I've actually seen a video of myself being born. My dad filmed my mom giving birth.
Dude, that's awesome.
But I watched it when I was a little older, so I could handle it.
6 years old.
6 years old.
It was right.
It was still weird to watch, but I watched myself come out of my mom.
How does that make you feel?
That is an experience.
I remember
that's
thinking,
a crazy experience.
Here's something you don't think about, like. First off, my mom was kind of at that age probably where no one shaved their vaginas. But then especially when you're pregnant.
That was the 80s also, bro.
Yeah, I was born in the 80s. So no one shaved their vaginas in the 80s. But then especially if you're pregnant, what's the point of shaving? You're not having sex when you have a big belly.
Yeah, well, some people don't have sex when they're pregnant.
So she had a big bush, my mom. I remember that. Big old hairy jungle down there.
Wow.
And then me climbing out of the jungle.
Yeah.
Into the world.
Do you remember what your first thought was when you exited your mom's vagina?
No.
Like looking back, can you see in your eyes like, oh, this little baby is me? Could you see any bit of you?
No, my first memory is me getting my diaper changed. I remember laying on the table and just like looking up and people changing my diaper.
Wow.
That's my first memory.
I think
that being said, I got my diapers changed till I was about 11.
Dude, I wish I didn't have to use a toilet. Dude, I've shit myself 2 times this year. One was at an AA meeting, and I thought I had to fart, and then I shit my pants. But
and that's pretty common practice at AA meetings.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was just trying my hardest, and, it just was a little too hard, honestly. And then the other time, it's just, I don't know. But that's kind of been a reoccurring. Twice isn't that bad, but it's too much for a sober person to shit themselves twice.
In a year?
Right.
Twice in a year, yeah.
It's a little high.
How often do you get tracks on your boxer shorts?
I never wear boxers. I go free ball all the time. I'm free balling right now.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
I don't like the extra weight.
How often do you look at your pants and go, oh, gotta wash these, got a little poopy on these?
This is what I always do. So I'm weird.
This question goes for Gerard, too.
I wipe from back to front. I'm nasty like that.
That doesn't change the question at all. Same question applies.
But what I do is, it's not that I necessarily notice, but what I do is like every hour or two, I go and just give myself a wipe, and there's always shit. There's always like
shit.
Well, there's always a little bit of like.
And it never gets to your pants?
Probably not that much. No.
And wait, and why do you go from back to front, even if you know it's the improper way to do it?
Because I've always done it that way.
But it's not too late to switch.
No, it seems weird, dude. That angle with your shoulders, and then you gotta. Do you stand up?
It's actually weird the way you do it. It's the weird way.
Yeah, but I've done it all my life. So
that's fine, but deep down, it's the wrong way. It
makes my balls kind of smell a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
because I'm getting shit on my balls a little bit.
Yeah, so you should switch.
Dude, so I go, I just dig right in here and then just...
Because I was a front wiper when I was a kid.
Were you really?
Yeah. But as soon as I learned the right way and I knew logically, I'm like, oh, that makes perfect... Yeah, of course. Of course that makes way more sense, so I switched.
Do you stand up or sit down when you wipe?
Depends. Both. A little both.
Really?
Yeah.
I always sit down. Just go reach my hands in between my legs. And
if it's a smaller toilet, sometimes you got to sit up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it depends how much room you have. But if I'm in a mansion, I'm staying seated right there. I'll turn on the bidet.
Yeah,
I'm never had a bidet.
Don't even wipe. If I'm in a mansion.
Well, sometimes I do my own personal
I'll bidet it, and then I'll pull up my boxers with my wet asshole. Just let my boxers dry it out.
That sounds actually pretty.
Oh yeah, so you're claiming you wipe every hour, so you never find tracks on your pants. What about you, Gerard?
For the most part, when I'm eating right, it's never an issue.
Never an issue. Okay.
Also, a back to front wiper.
I'll say this. Oh,
back to.
And you haven't
You're
switched either?
You're back to front also?
Yeah.
And you haven't switched either?
I've tried really hard. And I just end up flinging the toilet paper out of out the back.
Dude.
So neither of you, you're both weirdos.
Maybe you're the weirdo.
No. I like girls to suck on my nuts. I mean, and if I did the way you guys do, I would feel bad every time they're sucking on my nuts.
Clean your nuts before they suck on them.
Sometimes you're in the heat of the moment. Sometimes you're at, a baseball game or
and the nut sucking's about to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're playing ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, you're playing ultimate frisbee, and it's like, yeah, they're going to be sweaty, but at least there's no shit on them. But I have a poor diet, and I find tracks on my boxers once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
What does your diet consist of?
Whatever I want to eat, I eat. Ice cream, hot dogs, French fries, burgers, In-N-Out, you name it, I eat it. Pizza. Did I already say pizza?
No, you didn't say pizza.
Okay. Candy bars. You saw me. The first snack I chose here at the studios, I went straight for the candy.
You don't look like you're that out of shape. Like you look.
I like how you said that out of shape. So I do look out of shape.
No, not really. Honestly.
No, I think I do. I think you're right.
I don't think you look
the
that.
honesty.
I don't think you look that. I would say.
Yeah, I don't look that out of shape, but I do look out of shape.
Like a lounge body.
Yeah, I look like a soft dad bod, which is what I have.
But you're not.
I'm not fat.
You're not fat.
I'm a skinny fat guy, and I never was up. I've only been a skinny fat guy for 5 years.
Before that, what were you?
In shape.
Really?
Yeah, I was an athlete.
No way.
I skateboarded across the country. I rock climbed all the time. I hiked. I ran. I played baseball. I played golf. I played tennis.
I played golf. That was the only sport I played in high school. And one time, second year I tried out, I tried to bribe another guy on the golf team because we played a round to try out. We played 18, and I shot really bad. And I tried to actually, what's it called when you blackmail this kid, John David. And I said, hey, dude, I'm going to write this score down. It's a fake score. And if you don't sign on the card, I'm going to tell everyone in the school you have a small dick.
Fucking
this guy's name was John David you did this to?
John David, and he's a lawyer now.
And why did you want this low fake score so bad?
Because I wanted to be on the golf team, and I know that this score was not...
Oh, this was for tryouts?
This is for tryouts.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And, dude, I told everyone, because he was kind of a nerd, I said, hey, dude, listen, if you don't sign on this scorecard, I'm going to tell everyone you have a small little pecker.
I have some follow-up questions to this story. This is very interesting. So you really wanted to make the golf team?
Yeah, because I made it the year prior, and...
Did you lie the year prior about your score?
No, but it wasn't... The year prior, there wasn't a lot of... It was like you could just do it. then people got interested.
It got more competitive.
Got way more competitive.
Okay,
yeah.
so now let me ask you this.
Sure.
If you hadn't lied about your score, do you think you still would have made the golf team?
I would not. No, because actually he didn't sign on it, and I didn't make the golf team.
You didn't make it.
The second year, no. I got a letter. I got a letter in the mail saying I didn't make the golf team.
Damn, harsh. And
Yeah.
so that you were in high school?
Yeah, I was in 11th grade. Mm-hmm.
11th grade, you said to another 11th grader, sign this fake score. I'm telling everyone you have a tiny dick.
Yeah, John David. Mm-hmm.
Do you look back at this memory like I regret my actions at all?
No,
Or?
I think it's kind of bold and badass, you know. It's kind of young
I
and
think
juvenile.
it's a little pathetic.
Yeah, I mean,
For 11th grader.
I guess if you kind of think of it that way.
What was your score, and what was the score you lied saying? So what was your actual score?
In the hundreds, bro.
Okay, and what score did you write down and try to get him to sign
Mid-low
off on?
70s. At least 30 strokes.
So here's the craziest part to me of the whole story is the coach knew you because you had already been on the team. He knew you a little bit in your golf game.
Yeah.
So if she read 70s, she'd be like,
But she was old and she was old and a lesbian, so she wasn't really that concerned.
So you're thinking, even though she played with you for a whole year, she would have read 70s and go, oh yeah, Graham, she's in the 70s.
Graham would have blackmailed her and would have said, I'm going to tell everybody you're a lesbian.
Yeah. She was afraid of me.
Yeah. This guy's fucking heartless, man.
I mean,
He's a
no
shark.
one in high school shoots in the 70s.
No, we had a guy named Jonathan Randolph who plays for the tour now. He was,
okay, so there, a guy who plays for the tour now, but no one else.
Yeah, some people do. Yeah.
In high school,
there
shooting
were
in the
really good
70s?
golfers in the South. Yeah, really good.
I mean, 70s, what's par? On
72. So people would shoot 78, 79. Yeah, so some people were scratch golfers for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we had really competitive golf.
What about the guy with John David? Did he make the team?
Yeah, he did.
What he shoot that day?
Probably mid 80s, like 85.
So he was a better golfer than you.
Yes, he was, and he was a lot smaller than I was.
Yeah,
and he was a nerd, and now he's a lawyer. He's doing good.
And are you cool now?
Small penis.
I haven't talked to him in a while, but his sister had Down syndrome.
Man.
Yeah, and
he had it all. He had good golf. He had Down syndrome in his family.
Dude, and she used to work at the Beagle Bagel Cafe, and that was where we would get bagels. And she worked. They would hire Down syndrome.
Everyone who worked there had Down syndrome.
Not everyone, but 3/4 of the people did. So it was kind of a. It was.
Man, they must have been Christian, huh?
Dude, oh yeah, you know it. But you just never know what kind of bagel you was gonna get.
So did you tell everyone that he had a small dick after?
I don't think so.
Did he tell everyone that you did that? Did he say, "Do you see what Graham tried to make me do"? Did he tattle on you?
No, he stood his ground and said, "I'm not going to do that." And I think I respected him enough, and I was like, maybe then I thought about how that would be the wrong decision. That it kind of just
did it go like this? Hey, Tony, what's his name? Tony?
Hey, John David.
Hey, what's up, man?
Listen, dude, I shot like 107.
Yeah.
But listen, I need you to sign off on a 75, and if you don't,
so you didn't even get. So here's, I think, where you went wrong. Then you should have initially said to him, "Hey, I'm writing a 75. Would you mind lying for me? I really want to make the team." But you went straight to threats.
Yes, I did.
If I was John David, and you came to me like, "Hey, man, I played really bad today. I was nervous, but I really want to make this team. Would you mind just signing off on my score a little lower?" Then I'd be like, all right, man, that's fine. But if you came up to me, you're like, hey, man, I shot a 75, and if you don't tell people I shot a 75, I'm going to tell everyone you have a little dick. I'd be like, go fuck yourself then.
When you say it like that, yeah, I can kind of see how that could be mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's mean. It's just not, yeah. What about, did you keep your own score? Did he keep your score?
So...
Because what if you just lied the whole time at the end? You go, no, hey, I got a 75.
No, because we were partners. So you play with another person to keep each other honest. So he knew how bad I was playing.
Right.
Yeah.
But what if you were just, instead of saying, hey, if you don't tell him I got a 75, I'm going to tell him you have a tiny dick, you just go, hey, I got a 75. And he's like, what? And you go, yeah. What do you mean? I've been keeping score. Look, I got a 75.
No, because he had his own scorecard also.
Oh, so he was keeping your score.
And, you know, being John David, he had glasses and he knew how to count better than me. Dude, I remember when I first moved out here, I got this really shady agent. and he was located way up in like Agora Hills. It was super weird. And what he would
Valley
do
agent.
is
Okay.
he would feed and take advantage of new actors. And
Did we talk about this?
I don't
Continue.
And so I remember I went to his office. I had been in LA for like maybe 3 weeks, brand new, so green.
Yeah.
I'm from Mississippi. I didn't know shit about shit. I'm Graham Rogers.
So you moved to LA to be an actor, huh?
Yeah, I just feel like this is my calling. And
awesome. Well, dude, you have a look, man. I could see it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the red hair. And
here's the thing. I'm gonna need $1,000 to sign you.
Okay. Yeah, actually.
Is that what he said? What'd he do?
He goes, hey man, I love your look, but we're gonna have to get you headshots. We're gonna have to get you a reel. We're gonna have to get you in the union. And I go, how do I do that? He goes, don't worry about it. Just go see my guy. He slides me a piece of paper.
Go see my guy.
I'll say this.
See my guy.
I'm sure he did make money off that, but you do need those things if you want to be an actor in LA.
Dude, so what he sent me to his photographer. The headshots were the worst headshots. It was like 18 different looks. It was like nerd with glasses, nerd with glasses smoking a cig, nerd with glasses with a pocket protector.
Right. And he got a kickback from that for sure.
Yeah, he got a kickback from it.
But the advice is still sound. You do need those things.
You do. Baseline advice was there, but he was still taking advantage.
I've seen worse scams than that.
But listen to this.
Yeah.
So then he goes, baby. He didn't.
You did all those, yeah.
And he goes, we got to get you in the union.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, to do that, you got to be grandfathered in. You got to have the vouchers.
Right.
And so he goes, I got someone. You go see him in the Valley. You shoot like a little
new media loophole, which no longer exists, but that did exist when we moved here.
And you pay her $2,500, and I did. And she put me on camera for about 3 minutes.
And did you get in the union from it?
I got SAG eligible.
So luckily, I was smart enough I listened to like enough comedy podcasts and whatever. I just knew just the right amount of info to know that was bullshit. But if you don't know anything, you could easily fall for that.
It's such a lucrative thing preying on someone's dreams.
Dude, there's an entire business.
There's ringer shows. There's casting director workshops.
I've done one, bro.
There's a lot of I've done all those things. There's a lot of scams out there.
Do you want me to tell you my worst casting director workshop was? So I had this friend I met at Westside, and he
Westside Comedy Theater.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he ran a agent manager showcase.
Okay.
And he was like, Graham, I think you're like really talented. You should do it. I'll give you a better rate. It was still like $350, whatever.
The discounted rate.
It was
probably not even
the discount rate was still like an absurd amount. So I go to this like small theater, and there's like me, and there's like 50 other actors in there. And there's a panel of agents and managers from who knows where. Okay, I think some of them were legit. Some of them probably like the guy that you saw on the street. Who knows? And I had to prepare 2 sides, and I was so nervous about it and so green.
To you, it's like your biggest opportunity you've had, even though you're being scammed.
Make or break, baby.
Yeah,
make or break.
This is it.
And so I remember I did a side for one of the things I did was a side for Wells Fargo, and I was so nervous I kept mixing Wells Fargo with U.S. Bank. And I couldn't get through. I was like, so here at Wells Fargo we introduce a 2.4 APR financing. So come on down to Citibank, and it happened enough where and then once you start getting twisted, it gets where it gets in your head. So at one point everyone is speechless, and everyone's just looking at me. Everyone's white, ghost white. I have to turn around to the entire room. I put my hand on the wall, and I go, all right, Graham, get your shit together. I stop in the middle of the room and do that. I had to give myself a pep talk.
In the room you did this?
Live. Yeah, in the room. Everyone's watching.
Honestly, that's on you.
It's on me. And then
it's awesome though.
Oh, dude,
at least it happened at a workshop, not a real audition.
Yeah, it was at a workshop, and I remember one of the agents was like, yeah, you're not ready for this. And then another one was like, yeah, so if you go out for an audition, I would just make sure you know the company that you're trying to sell. And I was like, both
solid points.
Both solid points. But I remember I felt like I was kind of like Jesus on the cross.
But you know what's shitty about those points? Yeah, no shit, you dumb bitch. Oh, really? I should get my lines right next time? Thank you so much. I'm glad I paid $300 for that insight. Oh, yeah, you're right. I should learn the lines properly. They don't like it when I mess that up? You fucking idiot.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Ari Mannis, dude, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me. Is this a normal interview? Did this feel normal to you guys, or did it feel kind of weird,
it was
all over the place?
It was great. No, this is how it is.
There's no normal on this planet.
There's no normal, yeah.
Okay, I know this was probably like a middle of the road episode. Was this like a poor episode?
Absolutely not. No.
Be honest.
You were better than Johnny Mitchell for sure.
Thank you. But I'm just saying, if you took 10 episodes and put mine in the 10, would mine be
6 out of 10? Six
so
and
just
a half.
made the top 50%.
Just made the top 50%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to take that.
No, dude, you were great. Thank you. Do you have anything you want to plug? I know you have a podcast and you have dates and.
Just Google me, Ari Mannis. If you want to follow me, you can. But no one wants to follow a 6.
Oh.
But if you do, you know how.
No,
everyone knows how. Ari Mannis.
I mean, if you want to sing a song and maybe just try to improve your score.
Yeah,
no, I don't. That would definitely lower the score.
You don't want to sing a song? Sing a song.
Oh, you know what? At least it wasn't a 5 or a 4. It could be worse, you know? People are like, oh, no, I got a 6. 6 ain't that bad.
He came on the podcast
He what?
today, and he thinks that he is a D-, but in truth, he's a B+. Pep up young Ari Mannis, 'cause today you were a good boy indeed. I think Ari Mannis was better than a D. Was better than a D.
I think black people should be able to vote and own land in this country. Thanks for having me.
Woo! All right, that was our episode of The Great Mistake. Thank you so much for listening, tuning in. Thank you again for Ari Mannis. Beautiful man right there. And if you want to follow us, you can follow me at Gramdolph. There's a lot of clips and cool stuff on there.
Great job, Graham.
Also, download, subscribe, and leave comments on iTunes. Share it with your friends. It's on Spotify. We're everywhere.
Doesn't sound like you really care right now, Graham, that's happening.
Now I feel like Ari's a little low, so.
Well,
no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. It really feels like you don't care if people do that.
I do care. I
brought your guys' energy down. This is a great podcast, high production value here at the Mike Tyson Ranch. And go out there and give someone a hand job today.
Nice.
And rate this podcast 5 stars.
Woo!
That's how it's done, baby.
That's how we do it.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.